Welcome. Join us on Insight Timer for our interactive experience. Hi, friends. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I will be right back. Hi, Cornelia. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Denise. Wonderful to be together again. Welcome. All right, let's get started. Well, let's do our little sound test first. Yes. So, can you hear me clearly from back here? If I'm speaking quietly, can you still hear me? How's our sound? Okay, great. Hi, Angela. And an invitation because I don't, uh, because at least half of the time I don't have music playing for our sessions. If you are one who enjoys music, I invite you, if you have the luxury of having a second device, just play music on the other device. And that way you can really have that experience if you'd like that extra stimulation. Awesome. Enjoy. Oh, hi, Jenny. Thank you. Love to you. All right. Warm welcome. My name is Selena Layel. This is a Vinyasa Yoga Asana session. It's a 60-minute session that will begin after this little intro. We have these live sessions each week. You can check my profile page for the live schedule. Generally, we meet on Tuesdays and Fridays, Eastern Standard Time. The time changes. And also Wednesdays, we often have our group satsang, which the time changes sometimes. So you can check all of these things on my profile page to find out the times and the days of opportunities to be together live. I have many, many recordings. I have 2 courses, Yogic Practices for a Peaceful Life and Awaken My Heart, a guide to living with self-love. What else? We have a group, Love Heals All, beautiful community space. And I think that is about it for our session today. I invite you to have a yoga mat. I invite you to have any props you enjoy using for your practice, blocks, blankets, straps. I always list this session as an intermediate session because I don't break down the poses the way that I would for those who are really new to the practice of asana. However, all are very welcome to be here. My invitation is for everyone. Firstly, honor your body and just to really listen to what your body is needing today, especially if something's new for you or you're not familiar with the cues I'm giving. Take time to just watch. Maybe the pose I'm offering doesn't work for your body today. Do something that does work for your body. Yes, we don't need to strain in our asana practice. Sometimes we require a little effort, waking things up a little bit. But I invite that there should never be any strain. If we're straining, that's defeating the purpose. And lastly, for anyone who's maybe newer to yoga or is familiar with yoga, primarily through the physical practice, the asana practice of yoga, yoga is so much more than just the physical practice. Yoga is union, yoga. And it is the union of all aspects of ourselves. It is the union of ourselves and the world around us. It is the union of this oneness of life. And yoga being an 8-limb path, meaning it's not just the physical practice, but there are these other aspects of yoga as well. I always think about it as like a roadmap guiding us home to ourselves, a roadmap guiding us to liberation, a roadmap to living um, a most harmonious life possible. So, with all of that being said, I invite you to come to your mat again. Really honor your body, have whatever props and things like this that you need. If there are ever any technical difficulties, I invite you just to throw a whole slew of emojis in the chat. I won't be able to read your chats from where I am, but I can at least see that something's going on. And I think that is all. Good morning, Jen. Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to our global family. All right. I think that's it. Let's come to the mat if you're not there already. Hmm. Let's start today lying down on the back. I have the treat of having my mama here with me again. She's she is there. There's her hand. Ah, beautiful. From the back, bend the knees, bring the feet together, and then allow the knees to fall out to the sides and the soles of the feet to come together. Supta Baddha Konasana. Place one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Close your eyes. Feel the weight of the body sinking down. And if having the knees wide here becomes too uncomfortable or just there's any sense of strain at any point, feel free to just bring your knees together and the feet flat. Slow, deep breaths as you inhale. Feel the belly, the backside body, the rib cage expanding. And as you exhale, feel the body letting go. Inhale, belly, low back, the whole rib cage expands. And exhale, the body melts down. Muscles soften. Inhale. Exhale slowly through the nose. A few more breaths like this. Slow, deep breaths. The lips, face, and jaw are relaxed. As you continue to breathe consciously, I invite you to set your sankalpa, your intention for today's practice. Start to massage gentle circles, slow, big circles on the belly and the chest, especially that heart center. Allow this movement, these sensations to remind you that it's okay to soften. It's okay to release rigidity. It's okay to allow emotion to arise. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to be just as you are. Bring the hands to the outsides of the thighs if they reach. Support the legs coming back together with the feet flat. Bend your knees, hug them into the chest. Rock side to side. Rock side to side. Feel maybe like you're massaging the sacrum, the low back, the hips. And keep breathing consciously. Hug the right knee into the chest, interlace the fingers in front of the knee. Extend the left leg down the mat. You can always keep the left leg bent if that's better. Hug the knee in close. Roll to the right ankle. Change directions. Relax the foot. Hug the knee in a little closer. Breathe. Feel like that right hip is dropping down. Slowly release the right knee. Hug the left knee into the chest. Extend the right leg down the mat. And again, you can keep the knee bent here if that's more comfortable. Hug the knee in close. Roll to the left ankle. Change directions. Relax the foot. Hug the knee in a little closer. Feel that left hip dropping down. Lovely. Extend both legs down the mat now. Press your low back down into the mat. And actually, let's bend the knees, plant the feet, tuck your hands underneath you with the palms facing down. The hands are just kind of underneath the glutes, maybe the sides of the hips, supporting the strength and stability of the core. Now, from here, press your low back down, draw your navel toward your spine. Extend the right leg up to the sky. Option one is to keep the left leg bent and lower and lift the right leg. Option two is to extend the left leg and scissor the legs, moving them up and down, creating this scissor like motion. So, again, the first option, the left leg stays bent, foot is flat on the floor. 5 repetitions on the right leg, and then change sides. Right leg is bent, left leg extends. 5 on the left. Again, the second option is just to alternate legs. Press the low back down, hug the navel toward the spine. We'll all begin with the right leg up and then do whichever variation works best for your body. If you're alternating, maybe we'll start with 10 repetitions and see how that feels. Keep the low back pressing down. Find a breathing pattern that works well for you here. You may wish to engage a type of Kapalabhati breathing, that forceful exhalation breathing if you wish. But let's just start getting comfortable with the movement. Relax the upper body as much as you can. Keep the feet flexed. Legs are really active here. Toes pull up toward the knees. Make sure you complete with that left leg, and then relax the feet down. Let the knees fall in toward one another. Breathe deeply. Lovely. We'll do this one more time. And again, I invite you to choose whichever option works best for you today. One way to know which option is best is the option where there isn't strain. Maybe effort, right? There's a difference. Strain means pain, a lot of discomfort, and extreme efforting. Efforting is just having to maybe show up a little bit more, give a little more energy, a little more physical awareness. So again, alternate or just 5 on the right and then 5 on the left. If you haven't already and you'd like to make this a little bit more fiery, make sure we're all drawing the navel toward the spine. You can just hover that bottom leg when it comes down as opposed to dropping it down. Keep pressing the low back down. You can always remove the hands if you'd like to create a little more sensation here, activate the musculature a little more. And you can stop at 10 or less than 10, or maybe we'll go a little over here as we really start to warm things up. And we'll all make sure that we complete on the left side. Let's bring the legs up to the sky, both legs extended upward now. Take the hands to the insides of the thighs and gently, slowly allow the legs to fall out to the sides. I don't really have enough room here, so hopefully you can make some room in your space to allow the legs to come wide. Flex the feet again. And just breathe here. It's okay if the knees are bent. We all have different bodies. If you can have the legs straight, go for it. Breathe. Bring the hands to the outsides of the thighs to bring the legs back together. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock a little side to side. Ah, lovely. Hands can stay on the front of the knees or behind the knees if that's more comfortable. We're going to rock and roll. So rock, find some momentum to sit up. Maybe the feet hover and then roll back down and rock back up. Make your way all the way up to a seat. Hover the feet if you can. Maybe extend the legs. A little bit of extra heat and play here. If you're feeling really fired up already and there's no strain here, you can reach the arms forward, Navasana. Little boat pose to wake things up. Yeah. Open the chest forward. And then release the ankles down. Cross the ankles. Rock your weight forward. Let's come to all fours. Wrists beneath shoulders. Knees beneath hips. Creases of the wrists are parallel to the top of the mat. Lift the fingers, spread them wide, root back down through the base of the index fingers and thumbs. Inhale, crown and tailbone lift. Exhale, spine to sky, chin to chest. Inhale, melt the heart, melt the belly down, look up, lift the tailbone. Exhale, spine to sky. Continue. Match the breath and the movement so their movement is one. Feel like you're creating space here rather than being in this pose on autopilot, the way we show up to much of our lives. Can you really feel what's happening here? Can you move with intention, with awareness? Lovely. On your next inhalation, come back to a neutral spine. Walk the hands further forward now, still in alignment with the shoulders, but now in front of the shoulders. Again, lift the fingers, spread them wide, root back down through the base of the index fingers and thumbs. Practice starting to roll the inner elbow forward here a little bit. So rather than the elbows bending out to the sides, if you can, start to roll that inner elbow forward. This will be a lot for those of us with really tight shoulders. And then root down through the base of the index fingers and thumbs again. Draw the navel toward the spine. So rather than being slack here, be really active. Tuck the toes under, press yourself up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Bend the bend the left knee, reach the right heel back. And we're just going to pause here and breathe. Keep drawing the navel toward the spine. Shoulders pull up away from the ears. And change sides. Bend the right knee, left heel reaches back. And one more time on the other side. Bend the left knee, reach the right heel back. Keep hugging the navel in, active core supporting us. Change sides, bend right knee, extend through left leg. Great. Reach both heels down toward the mat. Hug the navel in. If there's tension in the back body or the chest, bend your knees. We'll all press the chest back toward the thighs. Long spine. Crown of the head reaches toward the fingertips. Inner elbows roll forward. If your heels are comfortably touching the mat, draw them apart a little. Activate the legs. Very nice. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees, step or lightly hop all the way up to the top of the mat. Lovely. Let your body hang here. Slight bend in the knees. Take opposite elbows. Upper body hangs heavy. Gently shake the head. No. And yes. Relax the head. Rock the weight into the toes. Feel how the torso becomes heavier. Release the arms. Let them hang. Head, whole upper body is released, limp. Keep the upper body really relaxed. Rock the weight into the heels. Draw the navel toward the spine, bent knees. Press into the heels to roll up one vertebra at a time. Upper body stays really relaxed, and the head is the last thing to come up, top of the head. Little reset there. Drop the shoulders down, draw the navel in, tailbone relaxes, pelvis is neutral. Beautiful. Option to keep the feet underneath the hips or bring the big toes to touch. Palms touch at the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen up. Exhale, bow through center or swan dive. Option to bend the knees. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Fingertips to shins, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step or lightly hop back. High plank and then lower down to the knees or through chaturanga. And then as you come up cobra or upward facing dog. Upward facing dog. Thighs are off of the mat. We'll make our way back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. 3 slow deep breaths. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees to step or lightly hop to the top of the mat. Fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Option to bend the knees, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bow through center or swan dive. Draw the navel in. Option to bend the knees. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, fingertips to shins, long back, shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step or lightly hop back, high plank, and then again lower down to the knees or through chaturanga. Come up, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, 3 slow deep breaths. Draw the navel toward the spine. Bend the knees if you need to. Inner elbows roll forward. Keep rooting down through the base of the index fingers and thumbs. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Exhale to bend the knees and step or lightly hop to the top of the mat. Fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Option to bend the knees, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Beautiful. One more, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, lengthen, draw the navel in. Exhale as you dive, option to bend the knees. Inhale, half lift, weight in the toes, shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step or lightly hop back, high plank, and then again lower through your vinyasa. If you're choosing cobra, I invite you to keep the pubic bone rooted on the mat. Upward facing dog, I invite you to have the thighs off of the mat with the tops of the feet pressing down. 2 more breaths in downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees to step or lightly hop, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Bring the big toes to touch, heels are slightly apart. Draw the navel toward the spine. Inhale, reach the arms up, sink the hips back and down, Utkatasana. Exhale, palms touch, bow through center, forward fold. Inhale, half lift and lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step, or lightly hop back. Lower through your vinyasa. Come up, cobra or upward facing. Downward facing dog. Softly step the right foot through between the hands. Option to lower the back heel and take a traditional Surya Namaskar A in Warrior One, or if you'd like to play with what it feels like to keep the pelvis a little more stable, you can take the crescent lunge variation with me here with the back heel lifted. So either here, Warrior One, hips are square to the top of the mat, or crescent lunge, back heels lifted, where hips are also square to the top of the mat. Yes, so a little awareness here. Choose whichever works best for your body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, touch down. Step the right leg back, lower through your vinyasa, or just come to downward facing dog. Big toes touch, softly step left foot through, and then again, option to lower the heel or keep it lifted. Inhale, hips are square to the top of the mat. Exhale, touch down, step the left leg back, move through your flow. 3 deep breaths in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Hug the navel toward the spine, press the chest back toward the thighs. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees to step or lightly hop to the top of the mat. Big toes touch, heels are slightly apart, fold forward. Bend the knees, sink the hips down, reach the arms up, Utkatasana, and then stand all the way up as you inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. Beautiful. Surya Namaskar B. Sink the hips, reach the arms up, weight in the heels, Utkatasana. Exhale to bow through center, fold. Inhale, half lift and lengthen, hug the navel in. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step, or lightly hop back. Move through your vinyasa, or just come to downward facing dog. Big toes touch, softly step the right foot through between the hands. Option to keep the back heel lifted, sink into the front knee. Inhale. Exhale, touch down. Step the right leg back. Move through your vinyasa, or again, just come to downward facing dog. Big toes touch, softly step left foot through between the hands. Option to keep the back heel lifted. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, touch down. Step the left leg back. Lower down through the knees or chaturanga. Open through cobra or upward facing dog. Make your way back, downward facing dog. Hug the navel toward the spine. Bend the knees if there's back, body, or chest tension. Shoulders pull up away from the ears. One more breath here. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees to step or lightly hop to the top of the mat, fold forward. Big toes touch, heels are apart. Draw the navel in, sink the hips down, reach the arms up, Utkatasana. Rise all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Ooh, the rain's coming down. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms up, sink the hips down, draw the navel in, Utkatasana. Stay here. Release the tailbone down, open the chest. Very nice, everyone. Big toes touch here. Palms touch at the heart, draw the navel in, cross the left elbow over the right knee. Look down and see if your left knee is popping forward. Draw that left knee back so the knees are in alignment. Lengthen the spine. Sink the hips down a little lower.
Bring the weight into the right foot, and as gracefully as you can, bring that left leg all the way back into a lunge. Take as many steps as you need. Option to lower the back knee here. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale. Beautiful. Keep pressing out through the left heel if the leg is extended. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, bend the back knee, tilt the tailbone down, draw the navel toward the spine, then begin to extend back through the leg. Beautiful, everyone. Breathe here. Inhale, rise up, straighten the legs. Exhale, release the hands behind the back, sink into the front knee, interlace the hands. Begin to straighten the arms if possible. Draw the navel in, so we draw those lower ribs in. Inhale, rise up, straighten the legs. Exhale, sink down into the front knee. Inhale, lengthen, rise up. Exhale, sink. Keep dropping the shoulders down, drawing the shoulder blades toward each other. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend it. Beautiful. Stay here. If you have space, maybe lift the knuckles away from the spine a little bit. Very nice, everyone. Release the hands. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, touch down. Step the right leg back, high plank. Lower through your vinyasa or just come to downward facing dog. Very nice. Bend the knees. Look forward between the hands. Hop to the top of the mat. Big toes touch, heels are slightly apart. Inhale, rise all the way up through Utkatasana, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Big toes touch, heels are slightly apart. Inhale, sink it down, Utkatasana. Drop the tailbone down, draw the belly in. Palms touch at the heart. Cross right elbow over left knee. And then again, look down. If that right knee is popping forward, draw it back. So we're bringing the hips into alignment. Drop your tailbone down a little more. Lengthen through the spine. Very nice, everyone. Breathe. Gazes toward your left shoulder, maybe. Bring the weight into the left foot and take as many steps as you need to bring the right leg back. Come into your lunge. If the knee is, well, first of all, you're welcome to have the knee down. If the knee is lifted, keep pressing out through the back heel is lifted, lengthen through the spine. Beautiful. It's okay to wobble or fall. Just come back into the pose however you need to. Inhale, reach the arms up, crescent lunge. Exhale, bend the back knee, drop the tailbone down, draw the navel in, then begin to extend back through that leg. And of course, you're welcome to do all of this with the back knee on the mat. Beautiful. Inhale, straighten the legs, rise up. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the sides, palms forward, draw the navel in. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the sides, open the chest. Inhale, straighten and lengthen. Exhale. Inhale, reach up, lengthen. Exhale, stay here on your lunge. Keep drawing the navel in. And today, let's do something a little different. Open your arms wide with the palms facing upward. Arms are reaching back. Breathe here. Powerful posture for waking things up inside. Breathe deeply. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, touch down. Step the left leg back. Move through your vinyasa or just come to downward facing dog. Very nice. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees to step or lightly hop to the top of the mat. Big toes touch. Sink the hips down, reach the arms up. Utkatasana, rise all the way up. Exhale to bring the hands to the heart. We'll take our rest here in Tadasana. Bring the feet underneath the hips. Toes point forward. Arms by the sides of the body. Lengthen up through the spine. Draw the navel in. Lift the toes and imagine that you are just drawing up the love, the strength, the nourishment that you're needing from the earth in this mountain pose. What if right now, with your intention, you could breathe in whatever you're needing in life? Imagine that coming up through your feet, filling your whole body, your whole being. Relax the feet and the toes, maintain this aliveness, and continue to imagine or intend that you're welcoming whatever you're needing. Peace, love, joy, patience, clarity, compassion, kindness, power, energy, health, vitality. Beautiful. Let's bring the big toes back together. Heels are slightly apart, preparing for Utkatasana. Draw the navel in. Inhale, reach the arms up, sink the hips down, Utkatasana. Beautiful, beautiful. Palms touch at the heart. Cross the left elbow over the right knee. Palms touch. Lengthen through the spine again. Draw that left knee back if it's popping forward. Weight comes into the right foot. Take as many steps as you need to bring the left foot back. Sink down into your twist here. Beautiful. Lengthen through the spine. If the back knee is lifted, press up through the back heel. And then we'll all drop the left knee down. Option to fold your mat over here so that you have the support. Let's bring the hands down. Left hand comes underneath left shoulder if possible. Lengthen the spine. Reach the right arm up to the sky. Twist. Drop the hips forward. Shoulders pull down away from ears. Beautiful. Bring your right hand down and let's walk the right foot over to the right side of the mat so that the right hand can come directly under the right shoulder. Bring your right leg back. We're going to move into Vashisthasana here. So kick your right leg out to the left, right leg out to the right. Extend back through your left leg. Roll to the inside of the left foot. Stack your hips, lift your left arm up. So we're starting with a supported posture here. You can bring that back foot so it's in alignment with your hip. Option to stay here or extend the bottom leg as well as we come into Vashisthasana. Lift the hips a little higher. Breathe deeply. You can always play with lifting that top leg if you're feeling that fire today. Keep lifting the hips. Breathe deeply. Maybe that left arm reaches over the ear to bring in a nice side body stretch. One more breath. Left hand comes down. Make your way into high plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower through Chaturanga or coming to the knees. Move through your Vinyasa, coming up Cobra or upward facing. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Very nice, everyone. Draw the navel toward the spine. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Exhale to bend the knees and step or lightly hop to the top of the mat. Fold forward. Big toes touch, heels are slightly apart. Reach the arms up, sink the hips down. Utkatasana. Let's just hang out here. Palms touch at the heart. This time, right elbow crosses over left knee. Look down at the knees. Bring that right knee back. If it's popping forward, lengthen through the spine. Very nice. Bring the weight into the left foot. Take as many steps as you need to bring the right leg back. If the knee is lifted, press out through the back heel, lengthen through the spine. Very nice. Open the elbows wide here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Very nice. And then we'll all lower the back knee if it's not already. You can fold your mat over for that support again underneath the knee. Right hand comes underneath right shoulder. Reach the left arm up. Twist. Hips sink forward. Gaze is up toward left thumb. Breathe. Shoulders pull away from ears. Beautiful. Left hand comes down inside of the foot. Walk the foot over to the edge of the mat so that you can place your left hand beneath your left shoulder as we prepare for Vashisthasana on the second side. Bring your left leg back. Again, wrist is below the shoulder here, so we have this nice weight transfer happening in the pose. Kick your left leg out to the left a little. Extend your right leg back and then roll to the inside of the foot. Maybe the sole of the foot reaches down a little bit toward the mat. Reach the right arm up. You can stay here in this supported posture with that bottom knee down, or if it feels good, you can extend the bottom leg as well. We'll all lift the hips up toward the sky. Breathe here. Maybe reach the right arm along the ear. Keep pressing down and lifting up out of that bottom shoulder. Lift the hips up. Beautiful, everyone. Shoulders pull away from ears. Breathe. One more breath here. Right hand touches down. Make your way into high plank and then move through your vinyasa, or again, just come back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Fold forward, big toes touch, heels are apart. Sink the hips down, reach the arms up. Utkatasana, rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Beautiful. Feet underneath the hips, big toes point forward, arms along the body. Lift up toward the sky, feel all this activity, and then again, drop into your mountain pose. Drop into this space of welcoming whatever you're needing from Mother Earth, from life. Close your eyes or just let your gaze be unfocused, looking down. Slow your breathing down. Excellent. We'll come into a little bit of balance play here. Feet are underneath the hips. Make sure you have some room out to the sides of you if possible to be able to open your arms wide. Let's bring the weight over into the left foot. Spread the toes if that makes any sense for your body. So the weight is in the left foot and that left foot is in alignment with the hip. So if you wanted to play with balance, you could. Yes. If our feet are really wide, it might be a little difficult to do this. Yes. So when you're playing with balance, you can work with that foot underneath the hip and see how that feels. Micro bend in that left leg. Arms out to the sides. Let's see here. I think this is right. This is always fun to do. Let's cross what is that arm for you? Let's cross the left arm. Let's cross the right arm over. So the right arm is on top. Bring your elbows together if possible. Now, for some of us, this is as far as we're going to play with. And if you're right here, that's totally okay. We all have different bodies. For some of us, we'll be able to bend the elbows and bring the backs of the hands toward one another. And some of us will even be able to bring the palms to touch with the thumbs pointing back toward the face. Yes. So take whichever variation works for your anatomy here. And now with the weight over on the left foot, we're going to lift the right leg and cross it over, maybe even tuck the toes behind the left calf. Draw the navel toward the spine. Start to sink it down. Gauradasana, eagle pose. Beautiful, everyone. Sink it down. Weight is in that back heel. And if you're not able to balance on one leg, that's fine. You can just play with maybe lifting your right toes. Maybe lift the elbows a little higher, sink it down a little lower. Drishti is focused. The gaze is focused on one spot on the floor or the wall ahead. Beautiful. Press under the standing leg. Rise up. Uncross the top leg if it's there. Extend it forward. Draw the navel in toward the spine. Keep the bind in the arms and hinge yourself forward. So you're kicking the right leg back behind you, coming into bound Virabhadrasana 3. Press out through that back heel, hug the navel in, and drop that right hip down. Very nice, everyone. Breathe here. Reach the fingers forward and press out through the back heel. One more breath here. Press under the standing leg to rise up. Release the arms. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, release it. Beautiful. Second side, open the arms wide. This time, the left arm comes on top. And again, you might be here, and that's okay. Be where you can with this pose. Maybe you're able to bend the elbows, maybe the palms touch, maybe the thumbs point back toward the face. Yes, wherever you are with your body, be with that. Bend into the left knee, spread the toes, micro bend, yes, and then cross the right leg over, maybe tuck the toes. Oh, sorry, I'm not mirroring. What are we doing? Bringing the weight into the right leg and crossing. Well, maybe I did say it the right way. Anyway, I don't know. Hopefully, you got what I was saying. We're crossing that left leg over the right, hug the navel in, sink it down. And again, if you can't balance fully on one foot, that's okay. You can just play with the balance however you need to. Drishti is focused. Squeeze the legs toward each other if they're crossed. Maybe lift the elbows a little. Relax the face and the jaw. Hug the navel in. Very nice. Stand up, press out through the left leg, and then we're going to hinge to bring that leg behind, hug the navel toward the spine, flat back, press out through the back heel, fingers reach forward, drop that hip down so the hips are square. Breathe. Keep lifting up out of the right hip rather than dropping all the weight into it. One more breath here. Press into the standing leg, rise up. Open the arms, inhale. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Stand here for a moment. Long spine, lift and lengthen. Relax the shoulders down. Feel what's happening inside. Recall your sankalpa. What is your intention for your practice today? How does that feel inside in this moment? Beautiful. For anyone who's newer with our time together, we always begin our 60 minutes after the introduction. So we'll really end today more around 7 after the hour, unless you're someplace where it's a half an hour time difference. Oh, beautiful. Let's come down to the belly. So however you like, gracefully make your way down to your belly. We're going to start to wake up the back body, this strength and this energy in the back body, which helps things move everywhere, of course. Bring your forehead or your chin to mat. The arms are alongside the body with the backs of the hands touching the mat. Bring your legs closer together. Press your pubic bone down firmly into the mat, that flat bone in the front of the pelvis. Keep pressing that bone down. Keep the legs closer together. Inhale, lift the upper body up off the mat. Ardha Shalabhasana here, half locust. Chin is slightly tucked so the back of the neck is long. You can press into the backs of the hands if that helps you lift a little higher. Let's all lift up a little more. You can keep the legs down. Keep pressing the pubic bone down. Lift a little higher. Pull the shoulders back. And lower. One cheek to the mat. Relax the body. Breathe. For our next round, Well, I'll just demo it really briefly. I want to give us enough time for a couple more poses. The resting between postures is important not only to help the body integrate, but also it's a powerful moment for us to be aware. When we take stillness, it's an opportunity to notice or to reflect what's happening inside now, what is shifting, what am I becoming aware of, what parts of me are asking for my attention. Bring the forehead or the chin to the mat. For this next round, we'll work with the lower body, so you can keep the upper body as relaxed as you can. Bring the legs together again, press the pubic bone down, and then just lift the lower body. You may need to put a little padding underneath your pubic bone here. Upper body stays as relaxed as you can. Work with really just lifting the lower body, legs stay closer together, lift a little higher, and release. Opposite cheek to the mat. You can rock the hips for a moment, just let it all go, and then be still. Beautiful. For our next round, we have the option to only lift upper body, only lift lower body, or if you'd like to take full Shalabhasana, lifting upper and lower body, you can join me in that. So please choose whichever variation works best for you. Bring the forehead or the chin to mat. Bring the legs closer together. If you'd like to play with the arms along the ears, let's extend the arms up alongside the ears with the thumbs pointing up to the sky. So thumbs point up to the sky, arms are along the ears, legs are closer together. Press your pubic bone down, and then again, lift only upper, only lower, or lift the whole body, lower and upper off of the mat. Lift a little higher if the legs are splaying, bring them closer together. And I invite you to have the back of the neck long here. Chin is slightly tucked. Lift a little higher. Squeeze, breathe. 1 to 3 more breaths here. When you're ready, lower the body, arms alongside the body, opposite cheek to the mat. Let it all go. One more time, we'll come into Shalabhasana. You can choose only upper body, only lower body, or the upper and lower together. Forehead of the chin to the mat. If you wish, bring the arms up alongside the ears with the thumbs pointing up to the sky. Bring the legs closer together. Press the pubic bone down, and then again, lift only upper, only lower, or upper and lower together. Chin is slightly tucked, back of the neck is long. Lift, breathe. Feel this power that's waking up inside. Lift a little higher. 1 to 3 more breaths. Lower down slowly, arms alongside the body, opposite cheek to the mat. Wiggle the body for a moment and then just let it all go. Beautiful. Bend the elbows, plant the palms with the fingers pointing forward. Tuck the toes under. And I invite you to really follow me here. We're going to avoid coming into child's pose. So press yourself up and then just rise up onto your shins without bending too much in the other direction. We'll take a little twist to relieve any low back tension here. Right arm crosses in front of the body, left arm behind if possible, hands to the hips if possible. Twist the spine. So we're twisting with the chin toward the left shoulder. And then slowly release. Left arm in front, right arm behind if possible. Lengthen. Maybe the hands are to the opposite hips. Twist, chin toward right shoulder. And release. Let's come down to all fours. Bring your right knee up to your right wrist. If you know that you can't take pigeon pose or you think you have some pain in the knee here that's already bothering you, I invite you not to do this and to take another posture, maybe take figure 4, reclining pigeon on your back, or anything else that you wish. No pain. Walk your right foot over so that your right foot is in front of your left thigh. Tuck your back toes under, lift the back knee, wiggle your leg back, 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 back. So the pelvis comes closer to the mat. Mama, you might have to move forward a little bit so you're not against the couch. And then from here, if one or both of your hips are lifted, keep them lifted rather than dropping down onto one side. Let's keep the spine and pelvis in alignment here. You can always place a block, a blanket, something underneath if that's more comfortable. I invite you to keep the hips where they are, though. Option to stay here or begin to walk the hands forward and allow the body to relax as much as it can. Relax the glutes. You might even feel like that right hip is kind of dropping back and down rather than hiking the hip up. Feel like your right sit bone is trying to reach back to the back right corner of your mat. You can always use your hands or a block for a pillow. Slow, deep breaths. Relax the face, the jaw. Slow, deep breaths. Bring your mind to the present. If there's a lot of discomfort arising here, a lot of emotional energy, frustration, sadness, whatever might be coming up, take a deep breath into it. Imagine you're letting it be here. Let it come to the surface rather than pushing it back down. You can even make some sound if that's helpful. So often, sensations we think are a physical sensation and just about the body are actually rooted in emotion, which is, of course, about the body because that's where we experience it. But it's an emotional energy. A few more slow, deep breaths here. If you're forward, use your hands to slowly come up.
Tuck your back toes under. Bring that back knee in closer. There you go. Bring the right knee back to meet the left. Did I say bring your right knee in closer? I sure meant bring your left knee in closer if I did. Back at all fours. Bring the left knee up to the left wrist and walk the foot out so that it's in front of your right hip. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee, and then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle that foot all the way back. You can always fold your mat over here, use a blanket if you need some support. And then again, keep the hips lifted if they're lifted, keep the pelvis square, and then begin to walk yourself forward if that feels good. No pain in the knee here. Maybe some muscular stretching sensations, but no sharp pains. Relax the face and the jaw. Feel like that left hip is dropping back and down toward the back left corner of your mat. And again, if it's helpful, you can let out some sound, release whatever stress or tension is arising. A few more slow, deep breaths here. If you're forward, use your hands to slowly come upright. Tuck your back toes under to bring that right knee forward. And bring the left knee back to meet the right. Let's just rock the hips a little side to side here. You can also press your pelvis front and back. Make your way onto your back as we come toward Shavasana, our final resting pose. Hug the knees into the chest. Just give yourself a loving squeeze. Maybe you can even wrap the arms around the front of the knees. Breathe. Release the legs down the mat. Take the feet wide. Allow the toes to fall out to the sides, arms alongside the body with the palms facing upward. A wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the body just to kind of shake out any unconscious tension. Wiggle everything gently. And then allow the body to drop into stillness. Chin is slightly tucked. Shoulders drop back and down. Relax the face. The whole body starts melting into the earth. Eyes are closed. Give yourself this gift of stillness for these next few minutes. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you can, just enjoying the stillness. If you're ready to complete practice, deepen the breath and feel your body held by the earth beneath you. Feel the air moving across your skin. Slowly move fingers and toes. Maybe roll up into the wrists and ankles. Inhale, reach your arms up along the ears. Exhale through the mouth, stretch. Bend the knees. Roll over onto one side. When you're ready, use your hands to come up to a seat with the eyes closed. Hold your heart center for a moment and offer something loving or kind to yourself. Palms touch at the heart. We'll complete with our closing chant. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu 3 times. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all beings and all of creation be happy, be free. May peace rule. Let's inhale. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you. Mom's here with me. Oh, thank you all so much for joining. Mm, so grateful to be together. I'm so glad. Thank you all. Thank you, friends. I'm so grateful to be together. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for being. Okay, let's see here. So, first of all, I have something exciting to share, and that is beloved Sandy, my fabulous mama and wonderful longtime meditation teacher and wisdom keeper, is offering her first live. Like not on my profile, but on her own. So I invite you to join Sandy. I may or may not pop in to say hello on Friday. What date is that? On Friday, February 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Sandy is offering a live here on the app that is all about cultivating greater peace and balance. There's going to be meditation. She's going to guide us into a wonderful, simple technique that we can use. So check out her profile page, register for the live. It's going to be wonderful. That's her name here on the app. And we'll be together again tomorrow. Not for asana. Tomorrow we have our satsang. Our satsang tomorrow is at 5 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. We'll be here together to explore this life and the suffering and the joys and meditate together. And we won't have our regular session on Friday because I will be with my beloved Saima. For anyone who is in the San Diego area or Southern California and wants to drive, my beloved teacher is offering a free public darshan happening Friday, February 3rd at the Marriott Del Mar. Any and all are welcome. Doesn't matter your religion or your anything. Everyone is very, very, very welcome. So if you'd like to have this blessed opportunity to meet Her Holiness Saima in person, and you are in the Southern California area or someplace else and you want to come, Friday, February 3rd, Marriott Del Mar, free public blessing event. Let's see here. I think that's mostly it. Come join our group, Love Heals All. I look forward to being together tomorrow. Next week, we'll be back on track, I believe, for our regular sessions. Let me double check, though, before I speak too soon. Next week, we have... Oh, I guess we don't have asana next Tuesday. So next week we have satsang and then asana on Friday. But you can always find this on my profile page. Okay, that's it. Any last words before we complete? I'm so grateful for our time together. Sandy, you want to come share anything with the group before we complete? Anything you want to say?
Just one quick thing. I had an awareness today when we were doing the pigeon pose, which is one of my most favorites.
Sarcasm? Is that a little sarcasm?
A little sarcasm.
Sarcasm.
But I was sitting there in pain, and suffering. And I thought, wait, my body's loving this. My mind is hating it, but my body's loving it. And when I let my attention go to my body loving it, the pain didn't go away, but it wasn't as intense, and it was a wide open kind of space, which was very cool.
Awesome share. Thank you. Yeah, I remember, I feel like it might have even been about pigeon pose, but I'm not sure. I remember the first time in an asana class, like 20 years ago, that the instructor introduced me to this awareness that, your knees okay on this? The awareness that what we call pain is a sensation. We label it as pain, but it's sensation. And if we can explore our sensations without labeling them, we can have a very, very, very different life experience. For example, if I'm in pigeon pose and I'm feeling this discomfort arising, this resistance to the pose, maybe we call it the sensation of burning, or we call it the sensation of tension. If I start to relate to my experiences inside, right, because they're all inside, if I start to relate to my experiences inside as a sensation, without labeling them as bad or good or pain or pleasure. If I start practicing experiencing them as sensation, it can alleviate the suffering that we feel. And I remember my mind was pretty blown. And it's not something that the intellect can even very easily grasp, to consider that what we call pain does not actually need to be labeled as pain. It could be labeled as sensation. And through just the exploration of labeling it as sensation, we might experience tremendous relief. So thanks for bringing that great teaching to that.
It's yours is even deeper and better. I love it. You could do the same thing with emotional pain.
Exactly. All experience. All experience. If we didn't label it a certain way and we related to our experiences as sensations, we might find greater freedom. Okay. Come be with this one. Sign up, register for her live February 10th, 6 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, definitely, Kate. Absolutely. All right, beloveds. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Love you. So grateful for our time together. And I look forward to our time together tomorrow.